Anyways, jump in this 16. Alright, verse 17 says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death. So, okay, keep it down. Like, yeah, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Um, what is, Alright, it says, and great mourning is the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. These men is going to be fearful, you know what I mean? Because even though them sign off with the so-called white man, them feel like said them and the so-called white man up on the same level. But when all hell broke loose, the so-called white man now gonna help them, right? They are going to be left on their own. Esau now come defend them. You know what I mean? Them are gonna get left on them own for the people them do whatever them want do with them. You see me? Unless Esau see like a volley left in them. But once the damage is done, seen, once him lose the popularity with the people, Esau done with him. Because him not serve no other purpose to the devil. Seen? Him sole purpose of to keep the people them in a certain mindset. And once him lose that favorite vote or that popular vote, Esau done with it, yo. Right? Them can find somebody else to take a spot. Or they will find someone else to take a spot if needs be. Yeah? Make a covenant with death and hell and feel like everything is good. Which would they know? Beginning of wars, the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. Right? And this is just judgment right round. These are just judgment right around. You know what I mean? Judgment for this is judgment for all who have to go face the friggin' famine, right? For all who have to go face the plagues, for all who have to go run for them life, are basically trying to flee from the sword. Whether it want be the sword of the enemy or the sword of them of your neighbor. See, this is judgment to the leaders, the false prophets them will come and prophesy falsely about peace and safety. You see me? Peace and safety, and no sudden destruction is upon you. Alright? But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. And yeah, this is something just come to me. Um because when I look upon it, almost every part of the doctrine lead back to a different part of the doctrine, whether it want be history or prophecy. You see me? Because this right here can lead basically I gonna lead to the ultimate prophecy, which is the mark of the beast, or one of the ultimate prophecies over there wait upon, which is the mark of the beast. You know what I mean? Because once you start see food scarcity and food is no longer secure, or a man realize say yo him bread not sure, him a go do anything in him power, right? Him a go take any means for secure piece of bread, which is where what I call it now, the mark of the beast come in. See, that's where the mark of the beast come in, the RFID chip. See, because a lot of people are go have to take, are go have no choice but to take the chip. See, because of the lack of bread, because of famine, because of safety concerns, you know what I mean, and whichever other means there be, see, we are gonna cause them to take the chip, as the scripture say, he cause it all. See, he cause it all. So not everybody will be forced to take it. See, there will be different scenarios in place where for different for sway different people's minds in different ways for take the chip. Yeah. All right. So jump back to what we have here. So now, all right, we have our next thing here. And hey, these clips are just for sure say, oh look, the famine is inevitable. You know what I mean? But people now make the connections. Them feel to say because them got market and Mr. Brown stall full of yam, Miss Mac stall have big fat pumpkin. Them feel say everything is good. Right? But them and them got supermarket and shelf stock same way. Seeing that shelf are empty, sure by tomorrow them have that. By tomorrow more goods put back this and fill the space. Seeing them live in a complacency. Them people live in a complacency mentality. You see me? Normalcy bias. Them used to go into supermarket and seeing all of the shelves them stocked, right? And if one shelf even empty, hey Siri, shut up. And if a shelf is even empty, right? By them next visit, you know what I mean, the shelf stock again. See? Continue this. Alright. Hey, take note of what him say. Jamaica is an import dependent country. I'm gonna say more than I'm not a statistician, when I do statistics seeing, but right, and this is just my best guess, right? I'm gonna say 80% of the things that Jamaicans consume are not, I repeat, are not homegrown or homemade. You see me? Especially when it comes to things in the supermarkets, right? We rely on logistics and we rely heavily on things being imported, whether it want be food, clothes, and other necessities, right? A majority of the things them what we use imported, yo. Now when you have all right, I use a quick example. The the ship in the Suez Canal, if that were to happen to something where um that goods that Jamaica was expecting, how much supermarket to that empty, if that ship was stuck at sea, was stuck in the Suez Canal, was intended to be in Jamaica with, you know, food, food and other little things, right? You know how hectic the country would have be. You know how much chaos that would have cost in the country, yo. You see me? Because if you don't notice, soup every at least approximately at least every 3 days the supermarkets them have to restock. If you notice each, each brand or certain goods have a certain set of people who are coming. You see them with them feather duster, them restock shelf them, dust off, pack out, whatever. Seen? If you not see them man there are coming at the supermarket them, you need for fret. You see me? Yes, the supermarket them are gonna have um excess, what I mean. So I mean once the shelf if the shelf empty them are gonna have can put back. But for how long? That's the thing. You see me? For how long? You know what I mean? And a lot of people can only afford certain things like mackerel, tin mackerel, which is why this $300, this 300 Jamaican dollar thing no make no sense, yo, because that are just one meal for one day, right? That's just one. You ever hear of pick your struggle? You need to pick your meal. Yeah, yeah, you're gonna need to pick your meal with that $300, yeah. You see me? Again, this is just an estimate because the brother say, yo, the numbers are basically from 2011, a study from 2011, right? But let's say it were so, seeing $300. If I really check it, if you check the stats now, I'm sure it's going to either be lowered or it going to be higher. You know what I mean? And if it higher, a more problem. But if it lower, yeah. Anyways, $300 just one meal, yo. One meal for one day. See me? As me I say, yo, as them say, pick your struggle. You need to pick a meal. Is either breakfast, lunch, or dinner. It's not two of the three or all three. It's one. See? It's just one. Um, so right? So you have these men who are come out and I make it seem as if there is nothing to worry about. You see me? Them nah level with the people, them nah tell the people them what is happening. You see me? Them are come on and tell us, um, oh no man, food good, there will not be a food shortage in Jamaica and there's food now go scarce, and because them say it and it not happen at that time, people feel good and I say, oh, alright. Because people don't really like hear bad news either. That's why bro God never get for win the first time him run. You see me? Alright, them a but these men are deceiving you people, and which is right, which is rightly deserved, seen because as me say, people don't like to hear bad news, and people would rather you lie to them, tell them foolishness, you see me, than tell them the bad news for them prepare. Because them know, because their minds are not prepared. Me can better say a lot of people today don't even know how to survive. You see me? So them no want to think about the fact say, yo, them are go dead for hungry. Seeing? So them rather not hear. Them rather you tell them lie. Right? Um anyways, this is second is just 15 and 18. Now start at 18. More bring out 16 first. It says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another, which sedition is basically when the people come up against their leaders. See? Which is gonna happen. Look out for the people that come for your bro God. I tell you. It says, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but it shall he Salakia, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Seeing, hey, you cannot begin to imagine the amount of chaos we are gonna come when the amount of chaos, yeah, that you will see when this thing kick off the right way. Seeing, but hey, we are do a job. Seeing, we are do our job, we are play our part, so that we can be safe, that we can be protected when the time comes, and these evils begin to show not the face upon the face of the earth, yo. Seeing, that's how we continually do these lessons. We continually spread the gospel, and the end all be all is not to spread negativity either, yo. You see me? The end all be all is not to spread negativity. Right? This is a good thing. Seeing, before the good, before good come, you have to have the bad. You see me? This is the transitioning from, this is our transitioning from slavery to actual freedom. Seeing, we're still in a captivity, yo. The fact say you have to pay a tax in a captivity. The fact say, bro, God, right now, a big a little ease upon the death, shows so we're still in a captivity. Seeing? And as me say, yo, these things are prophesied to happen, signifying the coming of the Lord. Alright? Matter of fact, may I get it quick before we close off. Second is just, alright. So second is just 9 and 1. It says, then he answered me then and said, measure out the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, these things that we are speak are the signs, yo. And we been as see the signs, them are pass, little by little by little. You see me? That's how we can tell us, yo, the ones that when come yet are surely going to come. You see me? And in order for make it out of this, we need these things to come to pass, right? That's how we're gonna regardless of what people want to say and feel, we're gonna continue to do what we are do. See, verse 2. Then shalt thou understand that it is the very go back up verse 2. It says, and when thou seest part of the signs pass which I have told thee before, then thou shall understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And that's my point. Once you see the signs them are pass, we are come closer and closer to the time of the Lord's return. Seen, which ultimately means our freedom. Seen, which ultimately means our deliverance. Right? Ultimately, this means we are closer to the inheritance, which is the promise that was made to our forefathers. We are going to be kings and priests upon the earth. Right? We are going to rule over these nations where we have in a captivity. Right? Not because we come and we are telling the bad news. Whether we say it or not, it's going to happen. See, whether we say it or not, it's gonna happen. Right? So, yeah. At the end of the day, we are do this for the elect sake, right? So that the faster these things happen, at the faster we get out of this wicked society, at the faster we get freedom. You see me? And believe you me, that's what me want. That's what me want, yo. Freedom to no longer be in these chains of bondage, yo. You see me? Um, let's see. Did have a couple more precepts, but I feel like these can be held off, And I mean, I believe the point was made, and the video is going, has been going on for a while now. So with that, more say, Kalalal Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bashim Kakodash, double the apostles of great millstone, and shalom to the Akim pushing this word in sincerity and truth.